Morning, guys. Excuse me, because I'm still kind of eating breakfast. I'm so excited to have you all here. I'm gonna wait for a few people to hop on, but we are going to make so much fucking money together, and I'm so excited about it. I hope you're excited too. As you guys know, this workshop totally pulled it out of my butt like a week ago, and I just felt called to teach what I learned that made my business so successful so quickly, and I want to share that with as many people as I can, which is why we're all here. So if you're watching, I see there's 4 people on 6. Let me know who you are and say hi. And I have a list of everyone's questions, but before I hopped on this live, I have my amazing journal here, and I sat down and I asked myself, what do I want to teach today? What do people need to hear? Hey guys, and that's honestly how I do a lot of things. So whether it's like an offer, I'm like, okay, what is meant to come out of me? What am I meant to teach this month? What would feel so exciting and so good for me to put out there? And I can apply this also to who do I want to coach? Who do I feel called to reach out to? And it's literally a gut feeling right here, guys, just like sitting back and listening to yourself about what needs to happen next, what would feel so good to happen next, and what's meant to, because the reality is we don't control any of this, okay? It's intuition, it's inspiration. And I know it sounds a little woo-woo now if this is not stuff you've worked on before. We're gonna work on it this week in addition to all the strategy stuff, but it is, I would say, what has made my business so successful, because I constantly pursue things that I just randomly feel called to do, and I don't ask why, I don't ask how, I just kind of do. I just show up every day and I'm like, well, what should I do next for this workshop? What kind of email should I send? What should I say in this live stream? I never actually really know. I just show up and start talking. So hello, Christina, my other favorite human. But this is what I felt called to say to you guys. You saw the journaling questions that I left for you. The reason I wanted you guys to start thinking about what you desire is so many of my clients, and even myself, have a hard time with actually defining what it is you want. Like, do you know what you want? And I'm asking you guys this right now, and I want you in the comments to tell me what you want. And if you're having a hard time, this is exactly why you need to sit down and think about it. Sometimes it can be that we don't even want to allow ourselves to see what we really want, because it seems so far out of reach, because everyone else in our lives is telling us it's impossible to have a 40K month next month when you haven't even gotten a client. Well, who the fuck says that's impossible? Nothing is impossible. But if you actually believe it's true, if you want it for a good reason, like a real emotional reason, not just I want money so everybody thinks I'm fucking awesome so I can prove all my ex-boyfriends wrong. That's not a good reason. If you have a genuine reason in your heart for wanting something, then you will get it if there's an emotional push behind it. Because how many times have you said, oh yeah, I want that thing, and then you never actually did anything to get it? It's because you don't actually fucking want it, so you're not gonna do what it takes. So when you know what you want, when you have a desire and it's like real, like for me, I was like, I think I said like 11K. No, that's not true. I said 15K. If I was going all in, dreaming big, I wanted 15K to go to Europe for 3 weeks with my brother, because I want to stay in 5-star hotels. I want to fly first class, and why the fuck not? My dream, my emotional why behind that is my brother means the fucking world to me. Like, if you guys have seen me cry in other live streams about him, he's the reason why one of the reasons why I do what I do, because I want to show him that life has so many amazing things to offer him, because I almost lost him once. He had depression. He tried to commit suicide twice. So for me, that's like a huge reason. Like, money should not even be a thing when we're on this trip, because I want to enjoy every single second with him. So of course I know 15K is going to come to me, because that's what's like ordained by Jesus, by the universe, by the angels, by whoever. And I'm not concerned or worried about how exactly it's coming to me. I've equipped myself with the sales knowledge, with the knowledge I needed in order to make it a reality. But I'm not sitting here being like, wow, I need to sell 50 workshop spots for that to happen. I'm literally just sitting here trusting God, being like, God, bring me abundance. And you don't have to believe in God. This can be like afraid of the universe or whatever. But I literally am just so thankful every day that I get to do what I do, that I get to help women like you guys, that I get to take my mom out to get a massage when she can't afford it. Like, I'm so grateful for it. And I just choose to know and trust and believe that every time I need or want something, it gets to come my way. And I don't need to control it because money actually doesn't, like, it's not my self-worth. And it's taken me so long to get past that because I was trying to prove everyone wrong for the longest time. I was trying to prove to myself that I was worthy by earning money and having a successful business. And that was actually limiting my income growth. Like, I was doing it for the wrong reasons. I was freaking out all the fucking time about the how, so it wasn't happening for me. I wasn't having fun. I wasn't showing up to serve other people. And so it was feeling like selling was feeling salesy. It was feeling icky. I'm like, I just need this person to say yes so that I can go buy these leggings. Like, that doesn't ever work. People can tell, and this is getting into sales stuff now, people can tell when you're trying to sell them out of desperation, trying to force it rather than it just being a genuine thing like, hey, I think you really need this. Like, you can buy it or not buy it, like, but I do think you're a good fit for working with me, and I just want to help you. Like, some of the people that are in this group, I reached out to you and I was like, hey, you need this. You said you wanted to work with me. Sarah is one of these people. I was like, sign the fuck up. And she said, okay. And some other things were said, but regardless, the point is, like, I felt so good about it. I didn't care if Sarah signed up or not. I was just like, you told me you wanted to work with me and you needed my help, and I feel like I should reach out to you, so here's the link. Sign up or not, I don't care. But I know that the right people who are meant to be in this program will come. I know in my heart it's meant to be a really big, powerful, transformational workshop that's really going to change the trajectory of each of your businesses. Like, I'm not just fucking around being like, hey guys, I'm going to teach you a workshop and here's some trainings. Like, I genuinely want to do this because, like, if you really take this stuff to heart that I'm going to teach you, some of which I don't even know what I'm going to teach you yet. Like, I have basic outlines, but I'm open to whatever needs to come my way to teach you guys will come up. And it's going to be so amazing because that's what I'm holding space for. That's what I imagine for each and every one of you. And I'm so excited because, I mean, long-term business strategy-wise, it's a really great strategy because when I get people fucking amazing results, which is the only thing I'm available for, they come back and work with me in other ways and one-on-one. And, like, that's more abundant, sure, but it's also, like, me showing up and helping you. So anyway, let me go back and read some of these comments. Okay, I want to build hot moms and get paid. Fuck yeah. I want to earn a 10K month. Okay, let's talk about the figure. So why do you want to earn a 10K month, Jade? Tell me. And we'll get into that. Because it will help them live a happy life with their babies and families, 100%. So what do you want for you, Christina? Like, what do you want, not selfishly, but like, if you were to give yourself what you actually desired, what would that be? Because right now I'm seeing that you want things for other people. That's one side of our desires. But the other side of it is we get to treat ourselves. We get to have what we desire, say yes to the things that we know we really want, but we're saying, oh, I can't have that because my husband will get mad, because I have to spend it on my baby, because whatever. And it's like, the more we say yes to ourselves, to our soul's desires, the more that everything else gets to happen for us. Like, the more we get clients that say yes, the more that our husband, I don't know where I'm going with that, but like, yes to yourself means yes in all other areas of your life. So if you're not allowing yourself to have personal desires, then ask yourself why. Because you deserve that. You deserve to have extra money to spend on things that make you feel really good. Not just one candle, but like a whole new outfit or whatever it is. You deserve that. It doesn't make you bad. And this is something we'll get into when we do sales mindset work. But like, you are so worthy of having everything you desire. Like, you just get to have it because you're you, because you're amazing, because why the fuck not? It doesn't make you bad to have those things. So that is often a block that I see people have when it comes to earning more money in their business, which from like a how perspective, it's getting new clients. If you don't truly believe that you're worthy of having things you desire, you're not even allowing yourself to see the things you desire, then the clients are not going to come. Because like subconsciously, you're not going to be doing the work to get that client to earn the money because you're like, oh fuck, like I don't deserve that money. And you don't desire it because deep down, you don't think it's yours. So that's why this like inner work aspect of earning money, of sales, is so important, because this held me back for a long time. Like, I don't deserve nice things. When I first moved to this apartment, I wouldn't even buy myself an underground parking space for $150 a month. I made myself park across the street, and no matter what the weather was, I would walk across, because I was like, no, I don't deserve to have, well, in my subconscious mind, I wasn't saying that. Subconsciously, I didn't believe I really deserved to have something nice like an underground parking space that would make my life easier. And so when I started making choices like that, allowing myself to have what I desired, and recognize that saying yes to my desires means I get to say yes to all the other things that come after that, to the Range Rover, to the Europe trip, to the amazing clients. Like, I get to say yes to everything else. And that will include you saying yes to, I'm gonna reach out to this girl who I think should work with me. And I just know, like, it's gonna work out perfectly. It's gonna be a yes. Like, that's also a yes. So when you say yes to those little things you're not saying yes to right now, it will just permeate into the rest of your life, your sales life, your business life. Let me know if that makes sense to you guys. But that's a really powerful thing to realize. Okay, 10K months consistently, work with clients that are my best friends. Feel you on that one. And have it be so much fun and make amazing impact in their lives. Yes. Okay, so again, why do you want to make 10K months? Like, what's the reason? Do you have an actual emotional reason behind that number? And then let me know what that is. But I want to caution you guys against, I want to make 10K months just because when I reach that number, I'll feel like I finally made it. Because it never actually feels that way. And I'm going to guess that most of the women on this live stream are very, very driven. And so you know that whenever you hit a goal, you hit an achievement, it kind of feels empty after. You're like, okay, well, what's fucking next? And so I want to warn you from getting into that cycle of thinking, well, when I finally hit 10K, then I'll be worthy. You're already worthy. You're already perfect. You already can earn 10K next week if you fucking wanted to. But it doesn't mean anything about how good you are. You're already good. Does that make sense? When you attach your income number to self-worth, that's when you get all like fucked up in the head, overthink, overanalyze, get frozen, don't act, because like, what if you actually hit 10K and you're still not feeling worthy inside? You're gonna beat yourself the fuck up because you're like, well, I didn't do enough. It's not enough. It's never enough. And so that happiness and fun you said you wanted in your business, Sarah, it's not gonna come if, and this is just hypothetically speaking, I don't know if you really feel this way, but it's not gonna come when you attach your self-worth to a number, which honestly, it's only been recently that I've completely let the fuck go. And if you were watching my live with Jess last night, and I preach this to so many of my private clients, when you let the fuck go, and when I say let go, I mean literally just being like, I cannot sit around and like get so screwed up in my head and like worry about how like I'm going crazy. I'm done doing it this way. I'm done having it be hard. I choose that there's gonna be a better way, and I'm just gonna do whatever feels good, the easiest way, each and every day as it comes up. And know that I get to make 10K simply because I'm already good enough and I fucking can. And if I don't hit it or I like surpass it, then great, but it doesn't mean anything. So think about that when you guys are naming your income goals. Aw, Cassie. Was that comment was a few minutes ago, but was that in reference to what I was saying about income goals and self-worth? Let me know. Yeah, turning off the how. Dude, so Christina's one of my private clients, and I literally gave her the assignment to go cry her eyes out, because I went through, and this is what coaching is, I went through something so powerful with my mentor where I avoided her, totally ghosted her for a month, because I knew, I think deep down, she was gonna make me address really crazy shit in my personal life that I had been avoiding. Like, I never saw a therapist about it, like really intense stuff, like with my brother and when I was in the hospital and all these things that were fucking with my self-worth. I didn't even realize that deep down, because of these things, my self-worth was shit. Even when I was earning, like in January when I earned 60K, like deep down, I still had the belief that I was not worthy, I was not good enough, I couldn't trust myself, like all these things that I put away in a tiny little box. And I didn't even realize that they had anything to do with business. But the thing is, your personal life is a mirror for your business life. So if you're boxing up these little things and you're repressing these parts of yourself, then you're repressing all parts of yourself. And you guys know that being like a leader online is about, like, all the people you follow, they're genuine, they're authentic, they're just like putting themselves out there. And you can feel that from them. So if you're repressing any part of yourself, you're holding back from your audience, you're not making as many sales as you could. Regardless, my mentor was just like, Christy, you need to allow yourself to feel everything, to actually just cry your fucking eyes out and like feel every emotion that you haven't allowed yourself to feel for 3 years. And I was like, oh shit, like this is why I was avoiding you. And so I spent a day honestly just bawling my eyes out, like grief in my chest, like hurt so bad. But when I was done doing that, and when I was done journaling, I felt so fucking free, so liberated. And it just felt like released all of a sudden. It was like, God, I had struggled with this, repressed it for 3 years, and I cry one day and it's fucking over. Like, amazing. The thing is, like, all this kind of stuff will always keep coming up. It will always keep coming up, but we have to continue to do the inner work around it. So with Christina, I was like, we were talking about something hard that had happened in her life, and I said, your assignment is to go fucking cry your eyes out. You have to let it go so that you can stop repressing all these beautiful parts of yourself that you could be sharing and providing your audience, which will translate into more sales, because you can tell the difference between someone who's holding all of their shit in a tiny little box in their heart, who's like very stiff on live streams, who's trying super hard to do things a certain way. And it gets to be as simple as, when I let the fuck go in my personal life, in my business life, the most beautiful things get to happen. Like, it all gets to happen for me. So we cannot forget to do that work within ourselves of all the hard shit we've been through. And if you're a driven woman, you probably repress it because you feel like it makes you weak, or you just need to keep going and keep getting that next like thing or the next success, and then you'll finally feel better. And you never actually fucking do until you deal with it, until we deal with our crap. And the crap is exciting, because when we deal with the crap, then we get to move forward. We get to level up. And that can mean income. It can mean better relationships. It can mean a better audience. It could mean anything. But do you want to be open to that? Probably, right? So what are the things that you are holding in a tiny little box in your heart that you've been repressing that you need to let go of and have a good cry about? That's going to be a powerful journal prompt. Let me leave that in the comments for you. What are things? Assignment, allow yourself to feel all of it. Cry and release it. And this may be something that you just choose to avoid and not do, and be like, okay, Christy, I came here to fucking learn about sales. Cool. You want to do that? Be my guest. But I'm telling you that when you address this part of the work, that's when the strategies I teach you are going to blow your fucking mind. You're going to get amazing results because you have let go of all the shit. Letting go of the personal stuff means letting go of your craziness about how to control your income goals every single month, letting go of the self-worth issues that you're attaching to your income goal. Because when we really truly look at what our self-worth, the seed of our self-worth is, why it is that way, cry about it, let ourselves feel it, and decide that we're going to pick a better way, decide that we're already worthy, then anything that you literally want can come to you. You can still make money when you're having self-worth issues, like I did it, but you're going to get in this cycle of oh my God, I did so awesome, but holy shit, I'm not actually that good inside, so I have to bring my income back down, which happened to me in February. I hit 30K, because I was like, oh, I had this inspired idea in January and it made me all this fucking money. Let me copy and do exactly what I did, because I have to do that again, because if I don't hit 60K again, then I'm not good enough. And so I didn't hit it, right? Because I was still dealing with self-worth issues. So when we don't deal with it, then this happens in our business, income, troughs, or whatever you want to call them. Jade, figure something feels right to me, realistic, allow me to be able to afford things I want to do. Perfect. That's awesome. Yeah, and also you can invest in me. Sweet. That's a really good reason. What else? Hello from Bali. Hello, Natty. I want to triple my monthly income so I can hire an amazing person to join my team. This will free up time to coach more clients, go home, to help my mom, yes, and have rich, meaningful experiences with people I love, 100%. Do you know what those experiences are? Like, do you want to fly your mom to Bali? How much does that cost? So really get like a tangible idea of what you will be doing with this money that you're going to be earning. Secondly, I think a lot of the times we put our goals into far off places. So like, you can hire a VA in Pakistan for $5 an hour. Is that a great thing to do? Probably not, you know, like whatever beliefs you have about labor. However, my point is like, a lot of the things we think are so far off that we can't have, we actually could have them now. Perfect example is my Range Rover. Okay, I've got to tell the story about the Range Rover. When I was poor as shit, okay, and like just starting, I had already had my fitness coaching business for a few months, not earning money. Like, money was running out. I had just spent like $4,500 on 2 courses, and I was like, holy fuck, I'm so broke. And I remember watching some video where it was like, you need to find like an abundance symbol, or like a symbol that you know, like God is watching, or the universe has your back, or whatever the fuck. And I remember thinking, oh, it's gonna be a deer. I don't know why I thought that, but I kept looking for a deer, and I didn't see any. And then I saw this Range Rover, and I was like, oh. And then I kept seeing more Range Rovers and more Range Rovers, and I was like, oh, that's my fucking wealth symbol. That's the thing that whenever I see one, I know that abundance is on its way to me, that I'm going to be successful. And every time I see one, I'm going to believe that in my heart. And so for me, it's a very emotional, like, financial goal for me to be able to buy a Range Rover. And I remember like writing on my vision board, like, I'm going to buy a Range Rover in January. That was a little ambitious of me, but I still like obviously really wanted it. So it was good that I was writing it down. But I think in my mind, I thought it's going to take like, I don't know, $90,000. But the reality is like, I could go lease one tomorrow if I wanted to, put $5,000 down and $1,000 a month in payments or something to lease it. If I wanted to, I could have it tomorrow. So the reason I'm not doing it tomorrow is because I'm leaving for the month of April to go to Europe. But that's the thing about desires. It's like we put them off like so far into the future without realizing that we can have exactly what we want right now. And the sooner we say yes to the things that we want, then the sooner that the things beyond that, like the next up-leveled wants, get to come to us. And that's something I want to teach you guys too, is like, while I was up-leveling my business, and you guys know it happened really quickly for me, I think it was because I was constantly thinking about, well, what would the next level version of me do? If I could already have what I wanted, what would it be? And can I have it right now? And oftentimes the answer was already yes. So I was constantly making uncomfortable investing decisions, hiring decisions, because I knew that that's what the next level version of me would do. And if I wanted to get there faster, then I should do those things. So it meant like hiring a VA before I even was ready, and I was freaking out about it. It was $30 an hour. I was like, how am I going to afford this? And now I spend $13,000 a month on support and mentoring, okay? So that, and when I was freaking out about $30 an hour, that was back in August, so it wasn't even that long ago. But that really was the key in me mentally leveling up in my business. Okay, to move to Los Angeles, but get the best home health care for my grandma, fly first class all the time. Yes, I have that goal too, and it's also an emotional thing for me, because I remember like when I was walking, I don't even in college, I would get on planes a lot because I lived in Switzerland, and I remember walking past first class, like trying not to look at them, like, oh my god, I don't belong here, like I just have to go to my section on the plane. But deep down, I really wanted that. I wanted a life where I could fly first class anytime I wanted to, just because I could, because I'm already good enough. So for me also, it's very emotional, and like because it was emotional for me, it happened. Like this last trip I took last month to Southeast Asia, first class fucking left and right, like it was amazing. And it made me feel like, oh shit, like I am at the next level. This does get to happen for me, but because I truly wanted it, and not just because, well, I need to be first class so other people can think I'm fucking great, and I'm gonna take a selfie so I can put it on Facebook so my high school asshole bullies can see it. It's never about that. But certainly I had goals like that that were motivated by that, which never actually worked out because it's not really good motivation that will help you hit your goal. It's just an awesome side effect. Oh man, Cassie, income goals, self-worth, wanting to prove something to other people. I don't even know what, just proving that I'm enough. Okay, all right, so Cassie, this is gonna be your homework, is why? Why do you feel like you're not enough? What has happened in your life? And like, you may just need to sit there with your journal for like a good hour, because likely the thing that has made you feel like you're not enough has been so far repressed in that little box of yours over here, wherever it is. So do you have an idea of what that might be and why you feel like you're not worthy yet? And it could have nothing to do with business. Probably it has nothing to do with business. But that's why this, and I keep saying it over and over and over, I don't know who of you like has already gotten like deep into inner work kind of stuff, but it is the stuff that will change your entire business if you truly start to embrace it, even if you're like, well, Christy, that sounds really fucking crazy. Like Jess totally felt that way when I was first teaching her. But after a while, she got it. The income started to come. So you don't need to know how or why, or you don't even need to do inner work for the sake of, I have to do it to earn more money in my business. That's never a good way to do it. You do the inner work because it's who you are, because you care for yourself, because you love yourself. And as a result, like everything gets to happen for you in your life. And it's beautiful. And that's a mistake I made for a long time too. I was doing journaling just because I wanted fucking money, because I wanted to prove to all my coworkers in my old job that I was great, that I didn't need them, that fuck them, that I earned like my whole salary in a month. And that's why I'm so awesome. And I get to travel the world and let me shove it in your face. And it just never actually felt good. You know what I'm saying? And so now I'm like, okay, well, if they see it, great. And if they don't, they don't. But I'm loving my life. I'm enjoying my life. And that's actually what I wanted. That's what's important. So when I did go back and address that self-worth stuff, that's when, I don't know, it just becomes more fun. Like this month, for example, I'm like, I don't fucking know how much money I'm going to earn, and I don't fucking care. For the longest time, I was like, I have to hit 100K because then I'll be enough and I'll be a serious entrepreneur and I'll be successful. I'm like, actually 100K doesn't even matter. Like all I really need to do is just keep thinking, okay, what do I want this month? I have some March goals here. What do I have? I want, let's see, I want to hire a soulmate OBM and VA. I want $33,844 in additional income by March 31st. That number has since increased. One of the reasons is because this little nugget over here got sick. Oh, look at her fucking pirate leg. She's got a nub leg. But like I've spent $1,000 on her in the last day, and like when she has her surgery, it's probably gonna total to like 10K or something. It's insane. But the cool thing is, it's like, because I know that that's so important to me and I need that and I want that, then of course I get to make more. So like now this number is probably, I don't know, 40, 50K. I'm not really sure. There's the thing, like, I don't really care. It's like, I know that whatever money I need will come my way. I have very specific things I'm using the money for, saving the money for. And I just know because I don't care that it does get to come. Like I'll find the perfect way to earn the money, which for me ended up being this workshop, which ended up being starting a new mastermind, like an up-leveled one for women who want to scale their business quickly, and work one-on-one with me and be surrounded by really like crazy driven women like me. That was a random idea. And so likely it's gonna surpass 50K. I don't know, probably, I don't really care. But that's how I know it's gonna happen, because I just like let the fuck go of my income meaning anything about me, and knowing that I always get to have more than enough. And that's been a lot of money mindset work, stuff that we'll do together, because I'm planning on doing a lot of journaling prompts for you guys. Samantha, I want 15K to be my energetic minimum each month. This money enables me to positively impact my clients' lives, but allows me to step further into my mission and purpose by helping those who don't have access to mentorship. And I know I'm here to shake the world and work alongside thought leaders. So that's what I'm going to do. Fuck yeah. And it's crazy because like 15K is your energetic minimum. And it's going to come up so much faster than you think when you really start doing this inner work, when you really start mastering sales. This kind of success is partly having the right knowledge, right? Which is why I wanted to do the workshop, but also more so about becoming the next level version of yourself, letting go of the self-worth issues, becoming a leader and like really standing up for what you fucking believe in, even when people don't agree with you. Like last night I had a crazy troll on my live stream and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm changing women's lives, making a fuck ton of money, and I don't actually care what you think, so fuck off with your tiny dick. And I just said that and I was just like, okay, cool. Like moving on. And here's another thing I felt like I needed to tell you guys. Like while I had 6 people watching my live stream and my mom, it doesn't actually matter because I still get to make 6 figures. I still get to probably hit a 6-figure month, even with 6 people watching my live stream. But there was a time in my business where I thought I have to have a big Facebook group and I have to have a fuck ton of followers on Instagram. But it actually didn't matter because I had 34,000 followers on Instagram and I wasn't making money from it. The point about high ticket sales is you're creating really personal relationships. You're really caring about other people. So it doesn't really matter like how many people you have watching a live stream. If you choose to believe and know that you are going to earn, like get a 5K client, then like your mind will literally be looking for ways and opportunities for that to be true. So all it really takes to hit a 5K client, 10K client, 20K client is for you to think, okay, where is this person? Do I know? Like, who is someone that I feel could be that person? Let me reach out to them. Literally all it fucking takes. So you don't need 20 people on a live stream. It doesn't actually mean shit about how successful you are, which is why I thought that comment was hilarious. Like, okay, cool. Thanks for that, Neil. Sarah, if I'm earning 10K per month consistently, it's enough to retire my fiance from a job that's draining him. Oh, I know about that. My boyfriend has one too, and he fucking hates it. And I'm like, can we quit that job so we can move to San Diego? So now for me, it's also the same. Like I'm saving $8K a month for a house in San Diego for me and my boyfriend to go live in. And I want to retire him too because I'm tired of waiting around for a shitty job to end. And give him the freedom to pursue his dream of opening a restaurant. That's so amazing. And allowing us to live comfortably. Also material things like paying for our honeymoon, going back to traveling full time, and a brand new white Chevy Tahoe. Amazing. Okay. Always in my head to get down on paper what I want. Quit my job in May. There I said it and I can see it. Yeah, that's the scary part. And actually, I find that my most successful clients are people that kind of like blow up their lives in some way. Because we all have things that are not like exactly what we want in life. They're resistance. They're not 100% right, but we're just enduring it. And the longer that we allow those to keep happening, whether it's a job, whether it's like a VA you hired who's not right for you, whether it, like for me, for example, I hired an accountant who turned out to be totally shitty and like ghosted me and didn't deliver on the services that I paid her for. And I fired her ass like 2 days ago. She still hasn't responded, so I'm gonna have to dispute the claim. But that was an example of something I was allowing in my life for like 3 months of her not doing anything or responding to my messages. And I was like, no, I need to step up and like cut out anything from my life that is not 100% my desire or my standard. Because when I'm allowing things that are below my standard, then other things slip below. Other things will go to match that minimum that I've set. So I'm not available for shitty service or people that I'm paying, and I will fight that till the end. I'm not available for trolls. I will cut a bitch on a live stream, which I did. And I'm just like, I'm constantly creating boundaries for myself of what's the next level of version of me? Like how does that version of me act when these situations come up? If I was really going all in on my business, amazing journal prompt, let me write that down. If I was really going all in on my business and my dream and my desires, what would I do? And it could be today, it could be in a month, like quitting your job at the end of May, Christina. But what would you actually do if you were taking this fucking seriously? Because I know that for many of you guys, there are things that you are allowing to just be that are subpar, that are not what you fucking want or deserve. And no, like if you are giving yourself the power to say no to those things, you're giving yourself the power to say yes to the things you want. You allow more space for yes. Does that make sense? So what are the things in your life or business that are below your standard? that are causing you resistance. And then for each of you, your homework is going to be, you have to cut that shit out immediately. Okay. And I swear to God, when you do this, it's going to be like your life is at an entirely different level, and it's empowering. So part of what I wanted to do in this workshop is help you guys feel empowered and feel confident. Part of that is not allowing the shit that is bringing you down. That's a no. You get to say no. And the more you say no, the more powerful you become, right? So say no, guys. Just say no to drugs. Except maybe some weed or alcohol or whatever your vice is. Okay, the inner work is huge. And as you said, you got to keep digging deeper and deeper to release all the stuff. Yeah, it's never done. Which I used to feel was really scary. And so I ended up avoiding a lot of the inner work. But now that I've been able to change that and see it as, it's so beautiful to be able to do this work, and as shit stuff keeps coming up, it's a blessing, because then I get to step into the next level version of myself. So I welcome all the crazy things that will probably occur. Oh, I know, guys. Not only does she have this little peg leg, her nickname is Peggy now, she's got kidney stones, bladder stones, cataracts, a heart murmur. What else? I don't know. She's a mess, but I love her. So I need to make money real quick in the next week or so. What should I be focusing on? I've been running a free training. Last one's tonight. I want to talk about working one-on-one. But what else do I need to do? The fear is creeping in. Okay. So the first thing in this situation, which I'm sure everyone here has been in a desperate situation before, do you really believe that the energy of desperate, that I have to make money, whether or not that's true, it is entirely true for you? Do you feel that getting on a client call or a discovery call with that energy is going to make the call end well for you? Because I can tell you 100% that the call where you're showing up and you're like, you know, if this is right, if I feel like you're a fit for my services, then we can talk about working together. This is a call for both of us to feel if we're a good fit. If you're not, totally cool, like you can go another way, versus like, oh my gosh, like we totally have to work together. Like, when can you sign up? Like, you really need to work with me. Like, do you feel the difference between those two things? So it's the difference between like a calm, collected confidence, not desperate. I'm literally here to serve you because I believe you are the best client for me and the work I get to offer. You're the best fit. If you're not, you can go another way because you have that person's best interest at heart, versus pay me, like, even if you're not right for me because I fucking need the money to pay my bills. So different, so crucial. And while you may be having these feelings of desperation, the important thing is, before you get into the call, like me this morning with my journal, like, what do I feel called to say to these women today? For you, it might be, although I like have bills I need to pay, and every like fiber of my being, like my fears are telling me that I just need to sign her no matter what, I'm gonna decide in this moment to show up for this woman. And I believe that even if it's not her, the perfect person is going to make themselves like apparent to me. And everything is always working out in my favor. So that's the difference in the belief. So if you want a client, then you need to decide that you're going to show up and serve them. Like, you are going to put others before you always, and decide that you know that abundance will come your way. And that's what I did the first 2 months of this Facebook group that I have, not this one, but my main group, was like, I just need to pay my bills so bad, but like, I'm tired of pushing. I'm tired of selling and having it not feel good to the wrong people. I'm just gonna decide I'm gonna show up and help others and not ask for anything in return, and choose to know that I will get like the perfect client because I'm helping them, because I'm taking an interest in them. And that did happen. I helped this one guy so much. And finally I was like, dude, like, you need to pay me. Like, we need to make this official. And he was like, yeah, we do. But it had been like, it doesn't have to be this long, but it had been a month of me helping him for free. Honestly, I was just too scared to like promote myself and like pitch myself before then. Otherwise, I'm sure he would have hired me. And so then, like, with the last training you have tonight, Jade, it's kind of like having that cool, collected confidence at the end, being like, this training, like, I hoped you got so much out of it. if you feel called to work with me, like if you want this like vision of the life you could have, we need, like, if you feel called to work with me, like reach out, let's chat, and know that the perfect person gets to come that way. And it is like, I've done it both ways, and I can honestly tell you that when you let the fuck go and decide that you know that they're gonna come, or you know you're gonna have like the perfect inspired idea of a person to reach out to, and like you literally just sit there with yourself in your journal or whatever, and you're like, okay, like I do need to sell something, like that's true, but I only want to sell to the perfect person, and I know they're out there. So do I know anyone who I think would be a good fit that I feel like really called to reach out to? This is how I've gotten like all my best and like highest paying clients, almost always. Like with Jess, for example, we were just chatting. I was like, hey, I think we need to work together. And I don't know why, but I like the day before, I had just thought, like in my head as I was journaling, Jess would be the perfect person for me to work one-on-one with. And I'm just going to tell her tomorrow because I can. And it was that simple. You know, I was talking about how Jess signed a 20K client. 2 weeks before, I had just told her, Jess, you have like all these friends in the real estate industry who like love you, respect you. Just get on the phone with them and tell them what you're doing, just as a casual conversation. And like 100% that like the perfect person out of those friends you have is going to be like, can I hire you? Which happened for her. So it does get to be as simple as a conversation for that right person you feel you need to reach out to. So for Jade, like, who are those people that you feel would be a really good fit that have kind of been on your mind that you want to reach out to? And then before the conversation, you really need to sit down and just tell yourself, like, I'm here to help these women, and no matter what, like, even if they're not the right fit, I'm going to help them. Like, that is my purpose and my mission, is to help them, and I get to be massively compensated for it. So Jade, there's an affirmation for you. Go back, rewatch this, and write that down like 15 times, because you need to believe that in your heart so that when you get on the sales call, you're not being desperate, because nothing turns people away like the energy of desperate. Okay. All right, Natty. Uh-oh, fuck. Homework begins. I know I need to pass off and get rid of a current client. The job I'm doing for her is below my standard now. You need to do that today. You definitely need to do it today. But the amazing thing is that when you do that, you are going to get the perfect exact client the next time. So I think you were telling me that you want to do more coaching now. Amazing. So in order to step into that version of your business, because you already know like pretty much how to teach people this thing, right, that you want to do, but you can't do that when you're still operating like and hiding under the old version of yourself and your business. The other thing about up-leveling your business and your income is you're going to evolve like 15 fucking times a year. It's just natural. Maybe every hour. Like I feel like I'm up-leveling every hour. But if I'm not allowing myself to do the things that will up-level me, then I'm going to stay exactly where I am. So you don't need to know what exactly will happen after you get rid of her, but you just need to know it's going to be amazing. It's going to be next level. Your income's going to increase to the next level. The type of clients you work with are going to increase to the next level, and you're going to be going all in on your dream and your desire, which is what you need to do in order to make shit happen and earn money. Okay. Rachel, freedom! That is my biggest motivation ever. When you get a taste of it, you just want more, and I'm so ready to have complete freedom. Come so far in my business, and now it's time to bust through my next level. Thank you for offering this workshop. You're so welcome. I am desperate, but when I'm speaking with clients, I'm not. I spoke with a woman last week who I never even pitched to. I just gave her so much value, and it felt really good. Amazing. So can you reach out to her again? Has she been commenting on your posts? Be like, I think it's time we work together. Let's get on a call to chat about doing one-on-one. And it can honestly just be like that. Here's a tip. People who want to hire you have a struggle, right? So they are desperate for somebody to tell them what the fuck to do. So the more that you approach the conversation with authority, and literally being like, we need to work together. We can start our first session 2 days from now at 2 p.m. Does that work for you? That's authority. It's like, they're like, oh my God, thank God somebody's finally telling me what the fuck to do. I finally feel like I can take a breath. Giving them that comfort is part of why it's so amazing to show up as an authority in a sales conversation. You're helping them feel secure by giving them direction instead of being like, well, I think you might be a good fit for my service, and like we can probably follow up next week. Does that work for you? It's like, no, we get to follow up next week. What time works for you? like, I'll get your answer then. I'm not in the business of maybes. So if you do need to go like talk to your husband and look at your finances, that's cool, but I don't do maybes. So it's either going to be a yes or a no. Like, that kind of authority is so important when you're closing high ticket sales, because people are not going to hire someone that's not sure of themselves. Okay, I need to stop putting pressure on it. I've never been in a situation financially. I've got to the point where I'm like, fuck it, what's it going to be? I can only do what I can. I'm surprisingly relaxed about it because half of me knows things will work out as they always do. Yeah, and sometimes we do have to hit rock fucking bottom in order to move up from the top. And I think one of the most powerful things you can do is have a fuck this shit moment where you're like, I'm just done. I'm done struggling. I'm done trying to fucking control everything. I'm done being desperate. And if I like just let all of it go, like, what would I just choose to do next today? So for you, Jade, literally the question is, what do I want to do today that would feel good to sell my service? And then just fucking do it. You don't need me to tell you. I mean, like, yes, the shit I teach you strategy-wise is going to help you, but you can get a client tomorrow regardless, just because you're like, what do I feel called to do today to sign my next client? What feels really good? If I didn't give a shit about the how, if I didn't give a shit about my financial situation because I'm just done caring, what would I just do? What would I do? And that's the only question you need to ask yourself. Let me write that down. If I didn't give a shit. Oh God, my computer's almost dying. 1 second. Okay. If I didn't give a shit. Oh, look how cute she is. About the how, about my financial, and I just decided I was done struggling and asked myself, what would I do today to sign the next perfect client? And that's the powerful thing, and that's what I'm talking about when it comes to intuition. It's like, you sitting and asking these questions and journaling is good, but sometimes it's like just sitting quietly by yourself, closing your eyes and really thinking like openly, like not even like searching for an answer in your head of all like the information you banked on the how, because I'm sure all of you have like stalked all my live streams and other entrepreneurs, and you've been compiling all of this information constantly. But if you let that go and stopped thinking about what I do or what other entrepreneurs do, and you literally just sat back and was like, I already have the answers. What do I feel like I need to do next? And trusted that you already have the answer, then what would it be? Because 100% of the time, it is not what other entrepreneurs are doing. And that's part of why I'm doing this workshop, is not to tell you you have to sell this way. My goal is to help you find the way that feels best to you, and to teach you how to use your own intuition, to trust your own intuition, to make the right decisions when it comes to selling, when it comes to building your business in general. But I guess we'll focus on selling. Actually, fuck it. We'll just focus on whatever I feel like we need to focus on. But that's how you're going to build your business in a way that feels really fun. It's how you're going to sell in a way that feels fun. So like, if you feel like you don't need to get on a sales call with someone because that wouldn't be good, you don't feel like it, and you can voice message, and that would be more fun, then do that. It's not just things like that, but it's any decision that you make in your business. Elizabeth, it feels irresponsible of me to just quit my job. I realized the other day that as a kid, I was always supposed to be the responsible one. So I try to think logically rather than intuitively. It's funny because I want to teach people how to reach into their own body signals to lose weight intuitively. Yeah, so that might be a block for you in your business. And that's an example of how our personal lives reflect into our business lives. Something I've told my clients is, you have to live your story in order to be able to teach others and coach others. So like with Jess last night, we had a moment when she was with me in Bali where I was like, you're not going to be able to really coach people the way you want to until you actually do what you know you need to do. Like the story that you're going to be telling in your content, like the story of how you quit your $1 million business, you have to do that thing before you, because I can just feel like how she was holding herself back mentally, before you're going to allow yourself to go all in on your business, because you haven't fully committed. And like, if you're doing something that is inherently contradictory to what you're teaching people to do, you're going to feel like an imposter. You're not going to show up and sell. So what are you doing in your life that is contradictory to what you're selling? You have to fix that immediately. You have to address that immediately, because you're not going to be able to sell something that you don't believe in or that you feel like an imposter in. Does that make sense? Okay, next one. What are you doing in your life it's called being out of alignment, Elizabeth. Okay. If you don't act on this immediately, you won't be able to sell because it won't feel good. And that's the big thing. Okay, I spelled immediately wrong, but I don't give a fuck. There you go. If you're not feeling good about what you're selling, if you don't feel good about teaching it, then you're not gonna fucking sell it, no matter how many skills or hacks or tips I teach you. So you have to really sit back and think, well, is there anything on my end that I'm doing that is causing me to feel like I can't sell this? Can I change that? Is there anything about my service itself that I need to change in order to feel so good about it, like it's worth it? How can I change that? So like for Natty, you don't actually like what you're selling. You're not going to be good at selling it. It's time to change your business right now in this workshop. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to sell shit because you don't actually like doing what you're doing currently. You know what I mean? So it's time to blow shit up, guys. Like, what are you going to blow up in this workshop, in your life, in your business that you know needs to go? Like, I want to hear, what are you going to do? Just like intuitively, gut feeling, what is it that you know you need to blow up? Natty, yes. Perfect. And then it could even be like declaring it to the universe or whatever. Send a message to your Facebook group and just be like, guys, changing directions. Like, fucking shit up. And I've done it so many times. I'm like, hey guys, quit in the fitness industry. Whatever, I know I need to do this. What about selling high-ticket business coaching programs if you're not making as much money that you're charging it yourself? How to overcome that in order to feel aligned and confident in selling higher price programs. Awesome. Okay. So have you, Rachel, seen my live streams when I was mentioning how I got my first high ticket client? Because my history was that I had spent 6 months doing low ticket sales in fitness coaching. And I had started learning about high ticket sales probably in like July, August or something. And I knew I didn't want to be a fitness coach. I had to blow that up. That was huge for me because it was kind of like blowing up a part of my old identity, which is the hardest thing about doing these like life blow-ups, is that you're moving on from a part of yourself that you so strongly identify with that you kind of have to break up with. But you have to break up with it in order to move on. Okay, back on track. I had insane imposter syndrome because I hadn't closed technically a high ticket client. So like I said, I had started my Facebook group. I was just teaching shit that I was starting to learn in those business courses that I signed up for. I was teaching people what not to do in their business that I had made the mistakes about, made those mistakes in my former fitness coaching business. This is sort of in my transitional period. So I was teaching based on my experience, based on my mistakes, based on what I was learning that I kind of tweaked with my own knowledge, my own experience, and just helping people for like 2 months in the group, or a month really even. And like, I was very honest about my journey. I wasn't saying like, hey guys, I haven't signed a high ticket client, but I'm going to teach you how to get high ticket clients. That wasn't what I was saying. I was saying like, here are all the lessons that I've learned from my business that like didn't go so well. Here's what I'm learning now that I think can help you guys. And they were getting little wins based off the advice I was giving them. And keep in mind, like, they were beginners in their business. So what I was selling was like, I'm going to teach you how to build your business the right way. So I never said like, hey, high ticket clients doing it now. That's like, what I'm teaching now is really nothing at all like what I taught in the beginning. I was literally just teaching people step by step how to build a business. Like, here's how you find your ideal client. Here's how you do a market research survey. Here's how you start a Facebook group and how you can build your Instagram and write posts that people actually like and engage with and sell. So I was helping people with what I knew, and I was literally one step ahead of them. So I was never promising anything that I couldn't deliver. I was just teaching people how to build their business, and I decided that I was going to charge $4,500 for that. In my fitness coaching business, I had like gotten a 50-year-old man to agree to pay me $2,000 before what Natty did, and I was like, I cannot in good conscience do this. I don't even want to be a fitness coach, let alone coach a 50-year-old obese man. Like, sweetest guy ever. But I sent him an email, I'm like, I'm so sorry, but like, I can't do this. It's not going to work for me. In a nice way. So I said no to that person. So in a sense, like, I didn't talk about that experience that much, but I was just showing up every day and teaching people what I knew and helping people individually. And those relationships turned into like sales conversations. So that's how I got my first high ticket client, is I had helped him so much, given him so many little wins. I genuinely cared about him. And then I pitched him, and then we got on a sales call, and then I sold him. So I haven't even touched this yogurt. So that's how it happened for me. So to answer your question, it was like, I feel really confident in the fact that I'm showing up and I'm changing people's lives and I'm helping them every single day. And I get to know and believe that one of these people that I'm helping is going to want my help, and I'm going to pitch them. But I'm not desperate, even though I kind of was. And I decided I was going to do it from a place of service, and just do it anyway. Like, that's my answer to your question. You just fucking do it anyway. You just decide to help people every day, and you're not promising anything you can't deliver. You're teaching people what you know, leading people through your business building process, and you're not promising them like a 5K client tomorrow. And not everybody like who's starting out wants that. They're not thinking that way. They feel like it's so far off for them. So I wouldn't worry so much about feeling like an imposter in that way. Does that make sense? Let me know if that helps, if we have more questions around that. So, Sam, I started blowing shit up yesterday. Amazing. Reached my actual target market that I didn't really believe until a few days ago. I unfollowed 1,000 people on Instagram. Sorry, I don't know why I pinned your comment just now. Creating a brand new Facebook group that's going to be high vibe. Amazing. And purge material things. Yeah, like I was just cleaning my room today. I was like, I gotta clean this shit up. I'm a pretty messy person. So that my mind can be clear for this live stream. It feels less scary. Yeah. 100%. I want you to be so courageous, and just know that you're already worthy. You're already ready. You only need to be one step ahead of your client, because honestly, it's like, and this goes for fitness people, goes for anyone. People relate more to people who are just a step ahead of them, because it's like you guys are here because I was where you are just a few months ago, right? And you're so inspired by that, and you're like, I see myself in her, I relate to her. And it feels like I can be her, which is actually such a powerful sales like strategy in a way. I guess it's not really a strategy. It's like, because I can see myself as you, I want to work with you, because I actually believe it can be possible for me. And so like for you, Rachel, that means talking about wins, like wins that these people who are literally at zero want to have, like the freedom to be able to take an afternoon off if you want, the freedom to be able to bring in extra income on the side before they quit their job so they feel more comfortable. Like, those are amazing wins that you should not discount, that your ideal clients are going to want to know are possible for them. So what is possible for you now that wasn't possible when you were at zero just starting, and you need to paint the picture of the life that they could have if they worked with you. And we're going to talk about this more in the workshop. Christina, I teach women confidence in their abilities and struggle with blocks in starting a business. Journal through them, but for sure need these sorts of conversations like we're having now for ideas of my real blocks outside of image and faith in my abilities that are holding me back. I know I need to jump in. I know I can do it. But I still hear this stupid, scared voice sometimes when I reach new steps in business. So much unknown that I need to and have to get comfortable with. Like the unknowns ain't going away. Yeah. So here's my like number one tip in life and especially entrepreneurship is like, you actually never know what the fuck's gonna happen. You never know. Like with this workshop, I didn't know what was gonna happen. All I know is I needed to do it. With anything, it's like starting a Facebook group. Well, like how do you know it's gonna be amazing? You don't know. You just do it. The thing is, the most successful people are just doing shit daily, especially when it's really scary. And it's always the really scary stuff that's actually going to make you move forward in your business. So, God, I'm gonna try to show you guys something. This is literally like this symbolizes my life. But okay, here it is. It was like November when I did my first like 20K month. I had just had a 10K month, and I was like, I can't possibly top that. Oh my God. And now I need to do a course. And now like I need to figure out how exactly I'm going to top it. I need to plan my launch for a month, and then I need to like actually launch for a month. Then I can start my course. And I had a mentor who was like, Christy, just fucking do it. Like, just do it. You already have it in your mind. You've already been thinking about it. You're just not actually taking action. So you're telling yourself you want to take an income break this month to figure shit out. You don't need to. And honestly, the most successful people they don't wait. They just act because they feel compelled, because there's an intuitive nudge. They do the scary thing and then they get a result. They don't know what the result's going to be, but they know it'll be better than doing nothing. So back in November, I created this fear to-do list because I realized at that point that like all of the things that would actually make my business like huge were the things I was avoiding and like totally terrified of. So if I just made a list and made these things my priority, then I was like, oh shit, like what would actually happen if I did all the things I'm afraid of? Okay, so one thing I did was expand my business to all entrepreneurs because I meant to do this. Because at that time I was only coaching fitness coaches because I had this like totally untrue story that I have to do that for fitness coaches because that's where my credibility is and I couldn't possibly coach other coaches. Even though in my heart I had always known that I wanted to be a coach for all coaches, I wasn't letting myself do it. So that was like Christy repressing one area is Christy repressing all areas. So like I'm showing up every day writing content for fitness coaches and it doesn't feel right. I was also trying to start a podcast. Start podcasts with New Direction. I had decided back in August I wanted to do a podcast, but I kept avoiding it, kept putting it off because like deep down I knew that it wasn't supposed to be called Fearless Fitpreneurs. It was supposed to be something else. So I decided that like I had to just start it, but I didn't realize that the thing I needed to do first was give myself permission to change business directions. Which meant breaking up with an old version of myself, idea of like my self-worth being attached to fitness. So that was very scary for me. Even though it was like seemed like a little thing to change direction, it was really hard, but I knew that I needed to do this in order to take action on the other items on my list, like starting my podcast, like finishing my website that I had been fucking stalling for 3 months because I had created it like with all this fitness stuff. And I was like, God, like this is not what's supposed to happen. Deep down I knew that, but I kept trying to like make myself be something I wasn't, so I was stalling. And I also wasn't like selling as much as I could or showing up as much as I could because I was trying to force myself to be something that I wasn't. So like Natty, for example, or anyone else who's going through that, if there's a direction you really want to be going in your business and you're not, you absolutely have to start today and decide you're going to blow that old idea up and start your new one today. Because if you're not fucking lit up and excited about what you're doing in your business, it's not going to be successful. And understand that whatever is exciting in your business gets to change over time. It's totally going to change and evolve because, God, like, aren't we all doing that at 1,000,000 miles an hour? But the people I think who are the most successful are the people who like recognize when it's time to shift or evolve, change direction, and they see it as a positive thing rather than, oh my God, what will people think? Will I even get clients? It's like, no, of course you'll get clients because this is what you're meant to do. The longer you put off what you're meant to do, the less income you make, the less sales you make, the more resentful you become of your business and your clients. Like it all just fucking goes to shit, right? So I don't know why I just thought of this, but even Jade, are you really doing what you want to do in your business? Like, do you actually have the right business? And it doesn't have to be an entire business direction, but maybe it's the kind of clients you work with, what you offer. If you're feeling so much resistance around doing something or selling something, then why is that? Is it actually what you want to be selling? That's another, okay. Oh God, so many good journaling prompts today, guys. If you're feeling resistance, but you're trying to sell or content you're writing, what is that? Is it actually the right direction for you? That's a pretty powerful one. If anyone is having that issue right now, raise your hand. Oh my God, I'm the messiest person ever, Lily. I'm so bad. My boyfriend literally sends me cleaning articles on how to clean the kitchen. It's so horrible, but I'm like, you know what? Like I'm kind of getting better, but I'm also like totally accepting that this is who I am. I've tried to force myself to be clean for years and like just giving myself so much shit for it. And finally I was like, I just don't care. This is who I am. Like these papers are who I am. And like my crazy style of like last minute, like whatever I feel like doing, it's who I am. It's why my business has been so successful. So instead of me trying to repress all of the unique, quirky, weird shit about me that maybe other people don't feel are good, I'm just gonna choose that it gets to be the best thing about me and my business. And whoever like relates to that or doesn't care is just gonna come my way and perfect. But I'm not gonna continue to keep repressing who I am for the sake of what other people think is good. And that's another element of unfiltering is like, who are you really? Why are you not allowing yourself to be that? And if you actually allowed yourself to be all of who you are, then can you imagine what would happen in your business and your content, like when you're on sales calls? Like if you're goofy and nerdy as shit and you just act that way on a sales call, like wouldn't that be so amazing and be so fun? And of course it would sell more because it's who you are. The more genuine you are, the better you sell. Another journaling prompt. Where are you not all of who you are? Where did you learn to repress that? If you were to choose to embrace all of you, even the shit you think is bad, how would that feel and how would you show up differently in your business and in your life? Okay, cool. It's the lifestyle that's the key to selling. You're so right. I need to do more of that. Funny thing about the messiness and clutter. Our house is so messy. I have a 21-month-old daughter, messy husband, messy dog. Makes me feel like an imposter. We live in a small place. So it makes me feel like people will see it as not abundant. Part of that could be true. Like maybe what would be abundant for you is just like carving out a little like office in your basement, whatever, that gets to be your place. It could still be messy. It's kind of who you are. Like your life's just whatever. You have a 21-month-old baby. Like that's amazing. And that's also beautiful. Like Christina can attest to this. Most moms don't have their fucking shit together. And that's the coolest thing about it. I don't have my shit together 99% of the time, but it works because that's what my business is. It's like my brand has been pinned on all the truest elements of me. So that means this is how I've organized my files, okay? I schedule things last minute. I'm kind of just show up and say and do whatever I want, but it's become my brand because people are like, oh, that's so cool that like Christy's allowing herself to be all of who she is. So that makes me feel like I can be all of who I am and still get paid for it. So it's actually a really beautiful thing to expose like your imperfections, which is why I'll like show up to live streams and not wear makeup, or why I don't know, like I'm never trying to be someone I'm not or like be perfect in any way. I just felt like doing my makeup today because I was like, I just want to feel on fire and I feel like it, but I don't feel like I have to look perfect and be perfect in order to sell. And that has totally been proven true over and over. I sell even when I look like shit because that's what I choose. I want to create a Facebook group and invite people from my Instagram. That's one on my fear list. Reason being is they knew me from the very beginning. So I feel very sleazy knowing that at some point I'll pitch to them. Why do you feel sleazy pitching? Why do you feel sleazy? And I wouldn't even use the word pitching. It's like, you're telling people what you do and that you help others. There's nothing sleazy about that. Jaleesa, who's in this group, she knew me when I was shy as shit. Like 3 years ago, I just started doing fitness competitions. And she messaged me the other day, like 2 weeks ago, and was like, Christy, I've watched you go from like this shy girl to this girl who's saying all the craziest, like, I don't give a shit stuff, like being powerful, owning her message, like not just earning money, but like being a leader. And I want that. And I want to hire you. And she literally just like bought a 5K package overnight, like while I was sleeping. And then the next day, like I upsold her into a different program for even more money because I felt she needed that. And so there's a perfect example of like somebody from my past who's just been following me, who wants to learn what I've learned. There's nothing wrong about that. I know a lot of people from my past, even my fitness past, hire me now. And I think it's actually a great thing because they trust me, because they've seen my transformation and how like the woman that I've become, and that empowers them because they realize that they get to have that too. They've seen the entire journey. They know it's true. There's more like trust there. So it's actually really great, Elizabeth. And also, here's the thing. You don't have to let anyone in your Facebook group that you don't fucking want to. It's your house. So for example, with mine, if I don't like someone in it, I'm going to kick them out. It's my house. And for that reason, I never get trolls in there. Like, and if I did, I'd castrate them, and like everyone else in my group would like bitch them out, and then I'd like kick them out and it would be fine. So you get to control that, which is cool because you're the boss. So you get to do what you want, which is something you guys need to start thinking about. You are the boss of your business. You get to do exactly what you want. And nobody, like if someone cares, who cares? Because it's your business. You're in control. You just read my mind. I'm sitting here thinking, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Any of my private clients will tell you guys that I am literally I think I'm a psychic, because there have been moments, and actually this happened with my first high ticket client ever, where I don't know why, but I will just like, somehow they will come to my mind, or a thought about them or something I need to tell them will come to my mind, and I'll message them and they're like, holy shit, that's exactly what I needed to hear right now. How did you know I needed this? And this has happened like too many times for it to be just a coincidence. So that's what I felt intuitively called to say to you, Jade, because for some reason I feel like you're not fully doing what you want to be doing. Okay. I've been putting off releasing a course as I've been waiting to become more successful and have a bigger audience. So, I mean, yeah, obviously, like, it's good to have a bigger audience when you sell a course. There's more people that sell to, but it's not a rule that you can't do a course if you have 100 people in your group. You know what I mean? Like, strategy-wise, like, if you're delivering a ton of value to them, you're creating relationships, and you're having all these conversations with people, and you feel like they'd be a good fit for a program, and you kind of just, like, sell them into a program, like, individually, and you believe in it, it works out, it's exactly what you want to teach, you know they're the perfect people, then why the fuck not? You could totally do that. Anything is possible, right? Like, would you logically think that with 600 people in a group that somebody could sell $60,000 worth of services in a week? Probably not. I fucking wasn't thinking that back in January. I was just thinking, well, what do I want to do this month? How do I want to help people? What do I want to launch? Oh, it'd be really cool to relaunch my mastermind. Oh, maybe I should do those ladder posts and do this free training series. Oh, let me do that. 300 people came into my group in a day. I don't know why. Usually ladder posts like totally suck and never get traction. They did. A bunch of people watched. A bunch of people bought from me like $3,500 courses that they never had known me before. So logically in my head, that's not a possibility, right? But instead of me operating my business and my life from a place of, well, it can't happen this way, it's got to happen this way, I was just like, well, whatever the fuck needs to happen is going to happen. But in the meantime, I'm just going to do whatever I think I need to do today to like sell this offer I feel called to sell. I don't know what the do looks like or the how, but I just know it's going to sell like because it comes to me from a place of inspiration, regardless of how many people are in my group. So like, do you believe that you can launch a course in your group of 100 people or however many? If you do, then 100% go for it. You know what I mean? I'm hiring a cleaner. That's next level of shit, Lily. For sure, part of the problem is because I started with personal styling and it's not me. So I'm shifting towards confidence and then trying to force outer appearance into it as well. My kids are needing me. Okay, yeah, go do your kids. We can talk about that more too, but think about truly what you'd want to be doing in your business, Christina, if you were going all in, what you really wanted to be doing. I've been resisting posting videos because I think I need cuter outfits. That's like me when I was a fitness influencer thinking I need to spend all of my limited money on cute workout outfits in order to get more clients, which was total bullshit. You need to be showing up as you and teaching people, showing up, giving value, caring about people. That's the only thing that matters on a live stream. This is so freeing. Thank you. You're so welcome. God, I love the energy of this live stream. I feel like I'm hyper organized and your pile of papers is driving me crazy. It's what it is. I live my life in organized chaos 99% of the time, and it works for me. Helps to remember money is energy and sales, literally just an exchange of energy. Yes. A ladder post. A ladder post is like, in those big groups and even in my group sometimes, you'll see someone say, do you want to access this free training? It'll teach you how to do X, Y, Z, get your first high ticket client. If you want it, comment below. So there's like, people have to comment in order to get access to the training that you promised them in this post. And if it really gets popular, like in the first hour, then that post will like stick at the top of the group and people keep posting, that they want in on the training, and then you kind of let that pile up. And if you get enough comments, like you basically like add all the people or send them a link to your training, they go to your group, they watch the training, you have new people in your group. So that's what a ladder post is. Okay, so finally got through everyone's comments, and I actually had questions I was going to answer. Oh God, how long has this call been? A long fucking time, I think. But I want to answer some of them. I will talk about building a Facebook group, Natty, when we talk about content. How to name a course. We could talk about that in the other modules I'm going to do or trainings. A lot of the questions you guys asked me for this call, we're going to cover. So I think what I'm going to do is just make sure that all of your questions are answered in all of the trainings we do. And I'll keep a list of like which questions go to which trainings because this call's already been an hour. But I think everything that needed to come out in this live stream came out as I predicted when I journaled, and I was like, and I sometimes will actually like even pray a little or just like say out loud, like, please, like God, universe, whatever, help me bring out and say whatever needs to be said to these women that needs to be heard. And I just get to know that it'll be perfect. So I'm never actually like planning out a live stream in any way. I'm just like, what do I feel called to say today? And that goes for content too. What do people need to hear? And I don't need to think about, well, if I say this and they'll buy this course and like, then I can strategize that they'll get into my group. I'm just like, no, like what do I actually just want to write and say that feels good, that I think people need to hear? And then like at the end, I'll promote a program or whatever I have going on at the time. So I'm selling daily. So that's another thing for you guys to think about is your business. So you actually sell daily. It doesn't make you a bad person. You're letting people know what you offer. If you don't let people know, the people who need you know how you can help them, you are not going to be showing up to do your purpose to be making a difference in their lives if they don't even know you fucking exist or if your programs exist. There's nothing wrong with selling. Selling is a beautiful, beautiful thing that you get to do to help change people's lives. Like, think about that. You're changing people's lives by selling. Selling does not make you bad. Selling is fucking beautiful. And God, I'm getting like the chills. But like, if I think about all the women whose lives I've changed by coaching them, like literally their lives will never be the same. They quit their jobs, they replace their income, they quit businesses, they like change their relationships. People's lives will never be the same because of me. And if I hadn't taken the time to learn selling, to sell them, and when I say sell them, I just mean like getting into a really beautiful, deep conversation like you would with a best friend, getting to know their struggles, understanding where they want to go in their lives, and like helping them see that if they don't act and work with you, because you'll know if they're meant to work with you, you'll feel it. If you don't help them see that, then you're not you're not allowing them to access the full transformation they could have received if they had worked with you. So it's actually your duty to show up and sell to the people you know who are meant to work with you. This is not even about you earning money for your fucking 10K income goal month. It's about you showing up for your mission, for your purpose, for the work you're meant to do for the world to change people's lives. And when you think about it that way, it's like, well, I can't not sell. I can't not change people's lives because that's what I know I'm meant to do. And it's beautiful, and I get to help people every day, and I get to be massively fucking compensated for it. And it's amazing. So think about that. Like, that's going to be the most important mind shift. One of the most important is that you're helping. Selling is always helping. It's never bad unless you decide it is, okay? So I'm going to leave everything there. This is such an amazing live stream. I'm so excited to have all you guys. And we're going to make some amazing transformations in this next week, okay? So take all the journaling questions that I left, do those along with the ones I left you, and let me know what comes up for you. Just like write a post in the group, chat about it, do a video about it, whatever. But this is a safe space for you to talk about all the personal shit that needs to come up. I know that everyone that's in this group, like, you're just amazing women, and I know that you're all going to provide each other with the support, with the love, with the compassion and understanding that each one of you needs in order to get through maybe the hard stuff, maybe the mental stuff you didn't want to talk about. Know that this is a safe space to do that, and we will support you and love you, and it's going to be amazing. So do that work, and I will post some updates on dates for trainings and times in the next day or two when my schedule gets figured out. And I'm so excited to have you guys here. So we'll chat soon. Bye.